Hi everyone, this is a video review of the Soul of Chogokin Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Megazord. And after this review, please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now as for the SoC Megazord itself, here you can see it in the box, and you can see it has English on the front. And unlike the SoC Voltron, this isn't a sleeve over the Japanese box. This actually is printed on the actual box itself. As I understand it, if you buy this in the US, you get English on the front and this artwork on the front, whereas if you buy it in Japan, you get Japanese on the front and a picture of the Megazord instead. I believe it says Daijujin on that box instead of Megazord on the front. But since I live in America, I got the English box, and take a look at it. You can see some nice artwork of the Megazord on the front. Looks really cool. Now, it doesn't actually look like the artwork. I'll go over more on that when I go over the figure, but nevertheless, it's some really cool looking artwork right here. Now, taking a look at the other sides of the box, here you can see it says Megazord GX-72. Voltron was GX-71, and here on the side, the Megazord, and the other side was the Megazord in its separate dinosaur modes. And on the back you can see some English, since this is the English box, and it describes the different Zords that form the Megazord. And you can see a Bluefin sticker on the back. I'm surprised they didn't actually print the Bluefin stuff onto the box, since as far as I know, the only way to get the Soul of Chogokin Megazord in the US is through Bluefin. I mean, Bluefin they do print the Bluefin stuff on the Tamashii Nation San Diego Comic-Con exclusives, and those boxes are in English as well, but we just get a sticker here. And on the back, bottom, we just see the Megazord in Sank mode. Well, that's it for the box. Now, let's get this guy open and see how cool he actually is. And here is the Soul of Chogokin Megazord opened up and out of the box. Now, right away, you might notice how incredibly bulky this guy is. As you can see, it's way more bulkier compared to that artwork on the front of the box, which is why I say the artwork on the front of the box looks different from how the Megazord actually is. And the bulk was actually something I was worried about when I was first getting this figure. Normally when I go online and see pictures of the Megazord, you see it shot from all these odd angles, such as just the Megazord looking upward at it. I think it was mainly to hide just how bulky this figure is, just how incredibly wide the chest is compared to how tall it is. And that was definitely something I was worried about. But after getting this in hand, I actually do like the whole bulky feel of it. It's really nice. And it's really something you should get in hand before judging it. It's a really nice piece. It's pretty heavy because of all the die cast. It's a very cool looking Megazord. Really do love the bulkiness of it now. And it really looks more like how the Legacy toy looked, more than how it looked in the TV show, or in the comics, or in the artwork, or the 6-inch Legacy Megazord figure, or the previous Soul of Chogokin Megazord figure. You can see it has some nice silver on the chest, which is pretty cool. Really like how big the arms are. Here, shoulder pads are pretty big too. Legs, do love the knee pads and the red on the knee pads. And they're obviously formed by the saber-toothed tiger and the Triceratops, which look pretty cool. And they look okay as legs. And really like the head sculpt here. See a nice faceplate with the yellow eyes, like the horns. Got a horn in the middle as well. Oh, a cool looking head sculpt. And you do have these cool looking gun things on the back, which are great. So Oh, I do think it's a very cool looking Megazord. And what's great about this is it's probably the most articulate Megazord, at least as far as I have, if not the most. Some arms can go all the way around, bicep, rotation here, elbows bend, hands can move, fingers can move here, head turns around. I'm not sure if it looks up and down. I'm afraid of what'll happen if I try to force it, but obviously the same kind of pressure I apply side to side doesn't work for going up and down, so I'm not going to try it. Legs go forward. They don't go back. Knees do bend that much, unfortunately. It was like that on the Voltron too. If you think it's bad, and I know people thought the Soul of Chogokin Voltron was the best Voltron released by any toy company so far. Legs, obviously they can go down because transforms. Now you do get some ankle pivot here. Same goes for Saber-Tooth Tiger. You get some nice ankle pivot here. So all in all, very cool looking Megazord. Really like nice bulk of it. Goes well with all the die cast it has. Now it does come with accessories. Not as many as the Soul of Chogokin Voltron, but nevertheless, you still do get the sword and the Mastodon shield. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't really tab into anything. I know with the Voltron it could tab in, but the hand didn't grip it completely. This grips it completely, but it still will roll around. Same thing with the Mastodon shield. Now, unfortunately, mine has sort of a loose elbow, if you will. Unfortunately. But it does hold the sword really well. And I think that's more important. So, still really do like this figure a lot. Really cool. Once combined into the Megazord. Now, so I've got it in robot mode. Easiest thing to do is to get it into the tank mode right now. First, what you want to do, obviously, take the chest off. Head on. Oh, and I apologize for just opening up your Megazord for the first time. Just happen to have it in robot mode right now. I will show how to get it into from dinosaur mode into the robot mode later in this review. Actually, I think I'll get into dinosaur mode right now. This. Mastodon shield. I think I'll show how to get it into tank mode after this. Plug the head in here. There's the elephant. T-Rex. Now there's no button to release this. You just pull these out. Believe it or not. Triceratops is down here. Now you can pull the horns out. It has a chain. I'm not sure when it had the chain in the TV show. Maybe it was Super Sentai. But it does have that feature down here. Whoops. Got that other horn out. And I'll put it over here. Saber-toothed tiger. Get it transformed. Hold on. Need to get this camera in a better position. Okay, this looks much better. Now I'll get the T-Rex transformed. Important is to get that peg in this space right here. This red part hides it. And there's a tab right here. You can sort of turn it to hide it. I keep it out so I don't have to rotate it back in. And finally, the pterodactyl. Here. And here. And now, here's the Megazord in his 5 different Zord modes. Now, taking a look at the individual Zords. Here's the Triceratops. Really love the tank treads and how the sides could pull out. And in case this wasn't clear to you, there is ankle pivot here. It's really more for the robot mode, but you can, I guess you can use it to turn the head. And this head actually rotates here. All in all, a cool looking tank mode because the treads really like it. And also the fact that blue is my favorite color. You get some cool looking horns here. Nice looking head sculpt. And you got blasters right here, which I like as well. Now as for the saber-toothed tiger, get these down. Looks nice. You get some die casts right here on the head. And it's solid plastic. The rest of the figure. Legs don't really go out like on the Voltron, but you still get some nice articulation here. The tail can extend. And I like the design on the sides. Oh no, and it's got some nice molded details near the head too. And some nice panel lines on the top and on the side. All in all, cool looking saber-toothed tiger. It's a nice shade of yellow too. From the Mastodon. Really like this figure. It's really bulky. I really like how you got these covers here on the top to cover The fists, when it's in its Mastodon mode, feels really solid. Not much articulation with the legs, like with the Saber-Tooth Tiger. Still cool looking elephant mode. And the trunk actually moves, which is pretty cool. You get a nice head sculpt for the elephant mode. I like the colors in the head as well. Pterodactyl, not much going on here, just basically the chest with the head and the wings sticking out. Actually, I like how big the wings are, and that's because they cover the whole length of the chest when you rotate them back. Head sculpt's a nice pink color, but the rest of it's red. We're gonna like the nice silver in the middle, and the lights, the chrome in the middle, and the silver paint on the wings. And on the guns on the bottom as well. Looks really cool. Not much going on the back since it just snaps into the T-Rex in the Megazord mode. T-Rex. Looks nice. I'm glad they didn't use stickers for this. It's completely painted. Voltron, if I recall, didn't use any paint except for the numbers. I mean, any stickers except for the numbers. I like the design here on the sides too. Again, really nice silver paint. Looks very cool. Like the chest, like silver along the tail. Back looks really cool too. So, all in all, these are very cool looking Zords. Now, to get them into the tank mode, what you want to do is I want these red parts flush with this red waist here. Let me get these feet up, kind of to the point where these bits are raised up from the thigh here. Arms together. You want the head up a little bit. Then, the feet up here on the Saber-Tooth Tiger. Oh, I forgot to mention you can sort of get this up here to sort of hide the peg hole here. But I guess that's no big deal. Saber-Tooth Tiger here. You also want to pull these thighs out. Same thing with Saber-Tooth Triceratops. It might actually help it fit better if you snap the tank treads in. And with the Mastodon, you want the head off. Put this in. And you want this tab to go into the chest. Make sure you slide it in correctly. Sorry if I said incorrectly, I meant correctly. It's better to do it off camera. Next, what you want to do is basically get the sort of arms out. So, leave it. believe it or not, you fold these parts in like so. Hold on a second to figure this out. Okay, so you get part in like this, fold it up like this, and believe it or not, it actually fits in the shoulder. You want these arms to be a bit diagonal when you get the feet in. Oh wait, they're actually supposed the feet are actually supposed to be out in tank mode. So the next step is to take this, snap the arms in, if I'm not mistaken, it's parts of the gun. Get the pterodactyl, get the head down. No, I think the head stays up. The wings. Here, next part's a bit tricky. What to do is you flip these tabs out. You want these tabs to go to these slots here. It's pretty difficult, so I'll just do this off camera. And now, here it is in its tank mode. May have to adjust the camera here. As you can see, tank mode looks as good as it did on the Legacy figure. And once you get the Zords combined into its tank mode, it looks pretty much as good as it's gonna get. I think you have this in the tank mode to give it more of a Transformers feel, since you can go from tank mode straight into robot mode. Guns do look nice here. Of course, it doesn't actually look like an actual tank, but for what it is, just judging it for how cool it actually looks and not comparing it to anything. Look, it's a pretty good tank mode. Head shows up nicely here. And remember, you got to keep this head down or it'll collide with the Mastodon head. And obviously, the tank treads on the Rhino and the wheels, the Saber-Toothed Tiger, look good in this mode. And the tail just sort of hangs back there. Well, that's it for the tank mode. Now, to get it back into its Megazord mode. Now, I said this earlier. If you want the arms, wait, I think I need to get the Mastodon shield off first. Shouldn't be too hard. Want this to be sort of diagonal. Then you rotate this arm around. And it's much easier to just take this pterodactyl off the back of the feet. The tabs in. Snap tail down. This up. You want a tab on the tail to go into snap in here. Legs. You want to slide thighs in so the thighs are flush. Then you slide that thigh in, get the feet up, smooth up, feet go up here. Want to two down here. Also forgot to mention this, and you should take note of this. Pterodactyl mode, these tabs are supposed to go up, but robot mode, they go down, and basically, this is what basically keeps the chest together with the rest of the Megazord. And you snap these in here, and these white pieces here sort of slide into this space beside that green belt. So and you just take these guns, put them in the back. And here you have the Megazord back in its robot mode. Now this actually is a fantastic piece. Fantastic piece. For $300. I do know it's a lot, but if you are a big Power Rangers fan, this will definitely be a great centerpiece for your collection. I do admit it does look kind of wide and bulky in person, but that's okay. It really makes this a really fun figure to play with, and really does add to much of the weight of this figure. With the die cast and the solid plastic and everything, it feels really nice in hand. Looks great in all three modes. And it's the most articulated Megazord ever made. So if you do like Power Rangers, especially Mighty Morphin, do recommend you pick this guy up, even for about $300 or so. It's definitely worth buying. Well, that's it for my review. Again, this is a really great figure, and I do highly recommend you get this if you are a fan of the original Power Rangers. And like I said at the beginning of my review, please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/legendantihero, or you can add me on Facebook as well. You can also follow me on Instagram. My username there is legendaryantihero. And you can also follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/legendantihero. Well, that's it for my review. Goodbye.